discussion, madam. And
I forgot to tell you. You can hear my voice, no? My voice is clear?
So discussion would be in English or Hindi?
mix.
Okay.
So
just to express clarity, huh?
So welcome to the web viewers of 10 News Network. And as we know, today is a very sensitive issue, rape of a minor girl in Delhi by a very senior government official of the Delhi government. So I have a very distinguished panel here with me who will be discussing threadbare the various aspects of how we can make our country, our capital city more safe and more secure for women. और जैसे कि आज आप सबको पता है कि बहुत ही एक शर्मनाक घटना सामने आई है, एक दिल्ली सरकार के अधिकारी बहुत एक माइनर के साथ जो दुष्कर्म हुआ है वो उजागर हुआ, और उसके बाद कैसे वो उसके साथ दुष्कर्म कर रहे थे और अब उनको हिरासत में लिया गया है, उनकी पत्नी को भी हिरासत में लिया गया है। तो आज हम लोग उसी पर चर्चा करेंगे कि कैसे अपने शहर को, अपने देश को और सुरक्षित करें, क्योंकि नारी के मान सम्मान से ही देश का मान बढ़ता है। एंड वी ऑल took a very serious pledge when Nirbhay happened that we would not let another Nirbhay happen in the country, and we must stand united. This is a very sensitive issue, and we must not politicize this issue. So first of all, let me welcome the very distinguished panel of guests on this important discussion. I have the pleasure to welcome Nuzarath Jahan-ji, and she is the National Vice President of the Republic of India. Welcome, Nuzarath-ji. You can hear, is my voice audible? Then I have Neeraj, Gaur, the legal luminary, needs no introduction. He's Advocate, Supreme Court of India. And of course, we have the youth leader from BJP, Asheesh Choudhery, who's a crusader, and he has undertaken a lot of very pertinent causes. So, and then very soon we'll be joined by Shweta Pandey also. So let's begin this discussion. As we all know that this shocking incident has come to light, where a very senior official of the Delhi government, Deputy Director level, has been involved in this very horrific incident involving a minor girl. मैं सबसे पहले नीरज जी, मैं आपको इस चर्चा में जोड़ूंगा और मैं चाहूंगा कि आप दर्शकों की जानकारी के लिए हमें ये बताएं कि जो पॉक्सो एक्ट है उसके तहत जो कार्रवाई होती है उससे कितना ये जो केस है, ये जो अधिकारी हैं दिल्ली सरकार के, उनके खिलाफ ये मजबूत बनेगा और आगे कैसे ये सुनिश्चित करा जाए कानून को, और क्या किस तरह से ऐसे कानून लाए जाए नए, जिससे जो ऐसी मानसिकता वाले लोग हैं उनके मन में खौफ पैदा हो जाए। नीरज
जी, thank you very much to all of you for inviting me for the discussion in the interest of society and interest of the nation, and for this cause which is very much concerned to the society. Sir, I would like to tell you that POSCO Act is already a very deterrent act, very powerful act against these atrocities and these type of the atrocities. So by making them, because now in the latest amendment in the 376 or in the POSCO Act, now there is a punishment of life imprisonment and somewhere in the death punishment. So capital punishment may be awarded in such type of the, or in some of the brutal case or rare of the rare case. So what else more powerful and more dangerous and more deterrent punishment could be awarded? So I think POSCO is already a very strong case, but you know that maximum of the modesty outrage or maximum of the abuse, you can say, are within the permissible limits of the house, within the four wall of the house, where the teenagers, where the child, where the juveniles they used to live, the parents or the uncles or the first bloods or the somewhere to whom they are very accessible and the vulnerable. So it is very difficult to make and to peep into the house on the domestic, you can say, vulnerability and to check the vulnerability. So it is a mindset. And number one, number two, I think now this is a relevant in the direct cause because the parents in this world now at this present time इनके पास इतना वक्त नहीं है. आई एम सॉरी, मैं कंटिन्यू इंग्लिश में बोलता चला गया. पेरेंट्स के पास भी इतना वक्त नहीं है कि वो बच्चों की एक्टिविटीज को और बच्चों की इन सब चीजों को ध्यान रखें. अदरवाइज जो माँ है, जो मदर है, वो सबसे पहले जो है वो उसकी नजर में सारी चीजें आ जाती हैं. लेकिन अगर माँ वर्किंग है और सुबह शाम उसके पास इतना वक्त नहीं है, तब जो बच्चे हैं दे आर वनरेबल टू दिस टाइप ऑफ द सेक्सुअल अब्यूजेस. So you asked me about the PASCO. The PASCO is already. Am I audible now? Am I audible now?
Not really, because
I think this is the problem, internet problem now in the Delhi itself. I'm sitting in my chamber in the Supreme Court.
Asheesh, is my voice audible?
Yes, sir, it's audible, sir.
Very much audible. You are very much audible. So,
आशीष, आपको आवाज मिल रही है?
बिल्कुल मिल रही है सर, बिल्कुल मिल रही है, बहुत लाउड एंड क्लियर.
आशीष जी, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
तो सर, अभी जो आपको मैं एक चीज और आपको चाहूंगा कि अभी जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के अंदर बचपन बचाओ आंदोलन, दे हैव फाइल्ड द पिटीशन इन द सुप्रीम कोर्ट अगेंस्ट द सेक्सुअल अब्यूजेस ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन. So Supreme Court has taken the cognizance, and the Supreme Court has also issued the direction to all of the states and particularly to the state of the UP and set out the guidelines, and they are also there is a provision of the supporting officer and the supporting man, which may be the you can say male or the female at the request of the parents or at the request of the victims. The support officer is
आशीष, आपको आवाज आ रही है?
बिल्कुल आ रही है सर.
मैं चाहता हूं कि जब लिंक ऐसे चला जाए, जो ऑन स्क्रीन है वो लोग कंटिन्यू करते रहें, so that the show must go on. And I welcome Shweta Pandey ji on the show. Shweta ji, is the voice audible?
Yes, it's absolutely audible, very clear.
So madam, as you are aware that this issue, this horrific incident of a minor being raped by a senior government official of the Delhi government, ever since it has come to light, it has shocked the entire country. So a very sensitive issue, and I would want you being an eminent women activist crusader, so your views are going to be of paramount importance. So once when Asheesh ji and Nuzarath Jahan ji have shared their views, then I'll come to you. So Asheesh, सबसे पहले मैं जानना चाहूंगा आपसे कि देखिए, एक ये सिलसिला थमने का नाम नहीं ले रहा कि पहले मणिपुर में देखा कैसे पूरा देश शर्मसार हुआ और बहुत ही एक देश की छवि भी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पटल पे धूमिल हुई कि जब मणिपुर में महिलाओं के साथ अभद्र और जो दुष्कर्म हुआ, तो उसके बाद महिला खिलाड़ी जब धरने पे बैठी थी तो वहां पर भी काफी विलंब हुआ. और अब ये दिल्ली सरकार के जो अधिकारी हैं WCD डिपार्टमेंट के, वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट के, तो डिप्टी डायरेक्टर लेवल के, तो यहाँ पर व्हाट आर योर व्यूज? आपको क्या लगता है कि जब राजनीति हो जाए शुरू, तो क्या ये दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण नहीं है? Isn't it unfortunate when
Sir, first of all,
imagine...
thank you so much for inviting me to this honorable debate. मैं मणिपुर के इंसिडेंट को बहुत ही शर्मनाक और दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण मानता हूँ। इसलिए हमारे माननीय एचएम ने बहुत ही अच्छा इसके बारे में बोला। कोर्ट की एक मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग की वजह से कुछ मुद्दे बढ़ गए। मेरा जो दिल्ली सरकार के मुद्दे पे बोलना है कि ये एक रेप के साथ साथ एक ट्रैफिक का मुद्दा भी है। जब हमें 2020 की गाइडलाइंस थी, हमें सारा का सारा डेटा अनाथ बच्चों का, जो गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट्स के बच्चे थे, उनको बाल स्वराज पोर्टल में अपलोड करना था, तो अभी तक क्यों नहीं हुआ? अनाथ बच्चों की काउंसलिंग क्यों नहीं करी गई? कल जब राज्यपाल के पोर्टल पे हमारा अपलोड हो चुका था, तो अब स्वाति मालीवाल जी क्यों इस पे पॉलिटिक्स कर रही है, क्यों प्रोपेगेंडा कर रही है इसके ऊपर?
बिल्कुल ठीक है। तो अभी लेकिन आपको क्या लगता है कि अभी इस समय क्या ऐसा लगता नहीं कि दिल्ली सरकार और केंद्र सरकार या बाकी राज्य की सरकारों को, केंद्र सरकार को, सबको मिलजुल के जहां पर संवेदना दिखानी चाहिए और जो बहुत सेंसिटिव मुद्दे हैं वहां पर एक मंच पे खड़े होना चाहिए?
बिल्कुल होना चाहिए सर। हम हर जगह दिल्ली सरकार के साथ है, पर वो हमेशा सिलेक्टेड आउटरीच के बारे में ही बात करती है। राजस्थान में इतने रेप केस हुए, कोई जवाब नहीं मांगती है। उनका जो सो कॉल घमंडिया अलायंस है, वो सिर्फ एक ही राज्य के बारे में बोलना चाहता है। पूरे देश में रेप हो रहे हैं, वो कहीं नहीं जाके बोलना चाहते हैं। आज दिल्ली में जो हुआ बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण हुआ ये। और ये भी मैं मीडिया के भाई बंधुओं का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूँ कि उनकी वजह से केस सामने आया। वरना हमारे जो आदरणीय केजरीवाल जी हैं, वो तो पूरा देश घूम घूम के अपने ढिंडोरे पीट रहे हैं। कल छत्तीसगढ़ में भी कांग्रेस के साथ क्या क्या उन्होंने बोला, कांग्रेस के बारे में क्या क्या बोला। बेंगलुरु जाते हैं तो उनकी साथ गोद में जाके बैठ जाते हैं। वैसे छत्तीसगढ़ जाते हैं, चुनाव मोड में जाते हैं तो उनके अगेंस्ट बोल देते हैं। तो उनका कोई विश्वास के लायक नहीं बचे अब केजरीवाल जी हमारे। उनको जल्द से जल्द रिजाइन करना चाहिए जब उनके अपने क्षेत्र में एक माइनर के साथ ऐसा हो रहा हो, जो बहुत ही ज्यादा दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है।
नुसरत जी, बिल्कुल आपने कुछ अहम बातें बोली हैं। आशीष जी, मैं नुसरत जी, आई वुड लाइक टू कम टू यू. Don't you think that it's very unfortunate that this horrific incident happened a couple of years ago, and then the government was completely ignorant, was not aware of this shocking incident? So what are your views on this?
So all the incidents I would like to say is that in India, in any state something happened is the ignorance of the Home Ministry. In each state, the police is not taking action or correct FIR is not registering. It is going under all the political influence and the corporate influence. Such cases, any minors happen. I don't know why it is our country is going in this way. So this, how much ever we shout and make noise, nothing is happening. Everywhere it's the same thing. So in this, central government have to take a correct, as like the laws come for the POSCO, the correct measurement should be done. I would like to suggest that only. I believe in that. Otherwise, no minors can be, as he said, we cannot send our children to school or outside or sit in the house. The parent is going to work. Nothing is safe, So that for that only now the ignorance where is happening is in the police department is happening. So central government have to bring such a measurement that the trial should be taken at the correct time. So that also make people think that no, action is taking like other countries. So people don't care. They are taken as celebrities in our country. If somebody is arrested also, especially in Kerala and all, we see that person, the victim will be suffering all the things and the person who caught will be like a celebrity. So this makes the other people again to do such things, activities again and again. So that we have to put an end to that.
No, but what measures do you think need to be taken in order to put an end to these kind of horrific crimes? What sort of reforms need to be introduced in the system?
Not only the system. This type of thing happening is because the man is not educated. The boy is not educated. We have to teach them the cause. We have to treat. See, that we are not doing in our place. The teachers have a big role. parents have a big role. So they have to know that they are the sister or colleague or somebody, girls should be treated with respect and love to the opposite gender. That is not happening. So in that way also we have to grow a lot in the school studies, everything. Also the measures taken by the police department when they do a terrific crime, the actions should be taken so strongly. As like the new law coming now as declared in the parliament, the new bill. That should happen in the country, I believe. Because we hear every day lot of cases like this. See, after years
Right.
later only we are coming to know. Yes.
Right. So, coming to you, Coach Shweta, since you are a life coach and you deal with a lot of stress-related issues, anxiety. So now, what has come to light is that this survivor suffered, was having a lot of anxiety, and then when finally she was given counseling, then she revealed what all she had undergone. So, what is your viewpoint on all this which has happened, and then what is the way out? I mean, what should be done in order to ensure that children also, especially the minors, they get the right kind of guidance, and they should be more forthcoming if any untoward eventuality happens with them?
Well, first of all, the incident that has taken place is really, really unfortunate. As citizen of this country, we are all ashamed. We are all, in a way, responsible for such acts happening in society. And why is it happening is because we ignore what keeps on happening around us till it happens in our house. When women wrestlers they protested, people thought it's not our fight. It's not related to us. So they didn't get imagine women who were bringing glory to the country sitting there pleading for justice, not getting any voice. What happened in Manipur? It it became a global sensation. What justice came out of it. So these kind of things are bound to happen. These incidents are bound to happen till as citizen of society we do not take responsibility. And yes, children they need to be protected. They need to be given that confidence by the family, and even I believe to some extent even the schools can provide that sort of counseling, a kind of therapy to children, wherein what we call the coaching level, wherein they can build that trust in them, that they can open up and they can share what's happening to them. If there is a domestic violence happening, physical or emotional, or if there is anything which is troubling them, any kind of stress, any anxiety. In schools, a lot of schools I know wherein they do have these psychologists or the counselors. But in society, we need to create that kind of atmosphere wherein women, children especially, they feel protected, they feel heard, that there is someone, if they share their thoughts, they're going to be heard. And this why will happen will not come just by saying that yes, we are there for you. They see what is happening. If there are women protesting, sitting on the road, and nobody's listening to them, how are they going to gain that trust? From where? When they see women being paraded, and it's all there in newspapers, even children are exposed to internet. What is the news now? Everything is available to them. When they do not see that justice happening, nobody is listening to such horrific incidents, how are they going to feel safe? How are they going to feel confident about sharing their thoughts? I saw, I was like following the trail of this horrific incident, and the girl is not even fit to give statements. I'm sure, I mean, the kind of trauma what she has gone painful. It's going to take a very long time to heal. Very good therapy is required for one to come to terms and to lead regular life later on. And although AAP has suspended the circuit, the justice is due. And I hope this time the justice is served. So those are my views, and yes, it is not the single incident. It is one of the incidents. I believe Delhi has earned a lot of bad name due to a lot of incidents which are against women, which are not in favor of children, especially minors. A lot of crime. It was for some time. I think we thought that the situation in society is getting better. We were normalizing the society, but it is more, even more shameful because it has happened from the same department, a department which is made to take care of minors, take care of children. uh, जिसे कहते हैं ना कि अगर रक्षक ही भक्षक बन जाएगा तो क्या करेंगे आप? So that is the even more unfortunate part in this particular incident. And I hope it's not just the one case or the one incident, but incident overall against women, the injustice against women, and about the protection of children. There is some action, some strong and solid action has been taken by not just the state government. Each state must stand up for their children, for their women, because as a society, if we do not respect women, if we cannot protect our own children, what are we going to do? What are we making the brand India for? I mean, what kind of message are we giving? We are saying that we are becoming forward thinking country, we are the advanced level country, we are going on moon. But what's happening here on this planet Earth in our own country? What are we doing to save our own humanity, our own citizens? What kind of rights, what kind of examples are we setting? We really need to train our boys to respect girls, to respect women. They need to be taught that they are there to protect children, to become the real responsible citizen. That is how it is going to happen. It's not just going to happen or till the time that education is parted. Really strict laws, regulations, those need to be enforced. And timely justice, which is the biggest challenge in our country, that timely justice must be served. That is all what I expect from not just this incident, but it is very disheartening to see every then and now some bad incident happening and the justice not being served. That should not be acceptable. As a citizen of the society, it should not be acceptable to anyone, because if it is happening to one, it can happen to all. And you don't have to wait for something really bad to happen in your house. This entire country is our house. Something going wrong within this country, we are responsible. We should be talking about it. We should be taking action against it and not staying mum. So I hope the people will talk and ask sternly for the justice for this girl, for the Manipur, for our wrestlers, for any crime happening against women and children. We all must stand united. What do you think, Nusrat ji?
Shweta
What are
ji,
your
I think
views?
very well articulated. And whatever is
have to take correct measures. Now it's not enough for me.
Devices are on. Yes. Sorry. Now I can hear you. Yes. Please go ahead.
Yeah, see, the measurement we are taking for the women and children safety is not enough for in our country. That we have to stand with a strong mind together, without looking any politics or color or caste or state or anything. So that if we move equally, only that will happen. Also, as we
Then only it will
discussed,
happen. So
yeah,
rightly
yeah,
said. It cannot be politicized. It is not a party's agenda. It is for the country.
yeah, the
So
fourth
that's how
country.
it should be.
So yesterday, Prime Minister said the women is the strength of our country. Even the President said yesterday the dialogue was of women's empowerment. So women empowerment, which start from the a kid, a baby girl itself it's from there it should be started. Actually, I'm outside and sitting for this. You see a lot of people passing by.
Yes, yes, that is okay.
But
So I believe that's yes.
it is a really
But
wonderful. Yeah.
Nushra ji, I want to understand from both you ladies, since this is a very grave issue, and I think different governments, state government, central government must work in tandem, must synergize their expertise in order to ensure that we don't have such repeat cases. Because post Nirbhay, what was the pledge that the entire country took? That henceforth we will not let another Nirbhay happen. But then we see Nirbhay is happening every now and then, which is so unfortunate. Doesn't it tarnish the glorious image of our country? We, on one hand, we have taken a pledge to transform India into a wish guru, transform India into a superpower. If we cannot empower our women, if we cannot ensure their well-being, their safety, their security, then I think all these glorious plans will go for a toss. So, first of all, I want to understand from you some very substantial reforms that you think can actually be the game changer, Nushrat ji.
Yeah, that is also a good idea. No, reformation should be with the current system. It is not working, I believe, in every state. See, they are not able to work on the, as I said, in the state levels or in the central government. When it reaches, many influence come back. So, for why don't we have a committee for that? That you can suggest, no? See, such cases come in India in the national level. We should have a board for only for this type of cases before going to the court. So it will be a good thing to follow up the case and taking up it in that level. Other than advocates or court or women, national women committee or state women committee, they have thousands of things to do. See, all the committees and the police are different. But for this type of cases, child abusement, all these things, we should have a board, I think. We should at least have a delegation team who work for that, who can discuss things. Have if it is a poor family, we can support them with legal advice or delegations with the advocates. Like in the foreign countries, like National Human Rights Committees does, no? Like that, our Human Rights Committee is also silent always, government level.
No, but just a minute. Nushrat ji, Shweta Pandey ji just made a mention of how delayed justice is equivalent to justice being denied. So, how can we ensure that the justice deliverance process is very swift and it is not delayed? Because justice delayed is justice denied.
Correct.
Absolutely.
So why?
So I think the
Absolutely.
very
Okay, you can say Shweta.
yeah, the most important thing that we need to do is we need to have the fast track courts for such cases. There should not be the long queue, the long wait for the justice to be served, and very, very stern punishments must be there in place, because till the time we keep on relieving, we keep on giving that gap, in serving the justice, and also we become lenient with the kind of punishment which is served, people will take advantage. You know why people do not think before committing such heinous crimes? Because they know this, the justice may not be, people may not even ask for justice. First thing, that nobody's going to complain about it, that they're too powerful to be spoken about. Okay, it is not just this incident. All the three incidents which I mentioned, everywhere the same thing has happened. That the person who committed the crime felt that ease that yes, I can do it, and nobody's going to do anything about it. And even if someone complains, it will take ages, for the justice, if at all the person will get justice. And how will they even prove, to get the justice? That is the ironic part in our society. Why don't people go and complain, or why don't they speak about what is happening, what's wrong happening with them? Because the justice is not served. For me, I think the most shocking, the very, very shocking part was when the women who brought the glory to country, we were praising and we were like, we were all gaga about them, and they're sitting on the road and nobody's listening to them. What kind of justice was served to them? Nothing. Manipur. It has become like crazy news everywhere. What happened? Because the punishment is not served. There is no defined punishment for these guys, and there is so much of delay. The justice doesn't come on. So half of the lifespan is over. One of the most shocking incidents, the accident which had happened, Nirbhaya case. The justice was served. It took so long, but at least I think that was one of the cases.
I think very pertinent points which Shweta ji has raised. Nuzarath ji, I think it is high time that the country now stands united, especially on a sensitive issue such as women's safety. And because if that is not going to happen, I think then our plan and our objective of becoming a superpower will never fructify, will never be achieved. So, as we were talking about reforms, so, being from a political party, Nuzarath ji, how does one ensure that when such incidents happen, and whichever government officials they are, found involved in such horrific incidents, so how does one ensure that such incidents are not politicized?
So that only we have to give the correct no punishment for that. It should not take a long time. Immediate punishment and the trial should be taken fast. That is not happening in the country. Not only any political party or any state government doesn't have a role after that once it is registered. But that is not happening in the time. It is lagging in the code. So that is also a big thing, because when time comes, people will feel bad, then feel sorry for them. So like that, everything goes like that. So they are not worried about nobody. Something happens, they are not worried about doing any crime in the country. So they will be easily out of it. They are a celebrity after that. Everything we see like that only. See, we saw in big cases, even Rajiv Gandhi's case, even we saw that when she came out of the jail, what treatment she was given, no? So the criminals are getting more benefits, I think, in the country. So others are nothing, 3 or 4, 5 years, I can do anything. Any political leader will come and support me, or the government will support me, somebody like that. All the criminals have an assurance in their mind. Otherwise, they will not happen. Every day, day by day, it is increasing. So we have to put up an end by taking such measurement.
Shweta ji, since your connection was lost, so I'll come back again to the very important factor, which is counseling. And this rape survivor also went through a lot of anxiety attacks. So and it took a really long while for her to actually come out in the open and make revelations about her ordeal. So how does one ensure that students, especially the minors, they get counseling in time? Because I remember you playing a very key role during the lockdown phase when children were forced to be within the confines of their 4 walls, and then they were not allowed to go to the schools or the playgrounds. And in such a scenario, it was the counseling which did a world of good to children. And of course, children played an exemplary role, since they could adhere to all the norms of social distancing, and they showed remarkable perseverance, and then they could be within the confines of their homes. So what do you have to say vis-a-vis counseling, and then how should the children get rid of their inhibitions so as to make revelations on time, and then we ensure that such ghastly incidents don't happen in the future?
Well, the coaching plays a very big role in it. And I sincerely hope that the schools start taking it seriously, because that is one place which is where you can actually get undivided attention of students. There are few incidents which come out in open, so we know about it. But there are many incidents which go unreported. And it is not just with the girls, even with boys. It could be general stress, or it could be a violence happening against children. I think government or schools, they should take an initiative and have life coaches on panel with them, taking on and off these sessions for students. Because
are you suggesting some sort of a holistic curriculum? Holistic education, you mean to say?
Yes, it should be part of. Absolutely. Like I sincerely think that the yoga should be part of the every school structure. Same way, the coaching should be part of a regular part of the school environment, because there are things happening sometimes at home which children cannot talk about them even to their family members. So they don't feel confident enough to speak to their parents or to their teachers about it. So they are scared. And there are techniques, in life coaching, we use techniques which eliminate those inner fears, and people talk. And that's how those children, once they have that trust with their counselor, with their coach, and that is the time when they will talk. Because it is all coded. The fear, just like confidence, just like happiness, sadness, anxiety, depression is also there coded in us, which can be decoded. So all we need is, India has got numerous amazing coaches right now. That's the best part. And it should be taken well advantage. The government, I believe, should really make it mandatory to have a life coach for each school on panel. Once in a month, once in a quarter, there should be regular sessions happening for children. And it is not only going to help them to come over any trauma or any stress that they have, but also going to increase the happiness quotient in their life. It is also going to prepare teachers on how to take care of such situations and how to win that confidence with children, and really develop, cultivate a happy, stress-free, abuse-free society. It is need of the hour. It is not an option that we have or we should be looking at. It is something which should be mandatory. Just like timely justice, which must be served, and harsh punishments for any offender against women, especially against children. I don't think there should be any compromise. There should be any leniency in giving the harshest punishments ever in this country to such people who can think of hurting a child in any manner whatsoever. So that is something which should not be compromised. It is not a political agenda. It is not a state's concern. It is a concern of entire country, because every parent, I was highly disappointed and disheartened to see such things happening in our society. Even now, we are talking about going global. We're talking about going to moon. We're talking about becoming superpower. What are we doing with whatever little power that we have? If we cannot protect our own children, if we cannot make them trust us, if we cannot make them proud of being part of our society, what are we doing? What kind of nation are we building? There is something fundamentally going wrong. We have not become advanced. I think we have become we've gone backward in our culture. We come from we have inherited a very rich culture. We better not dilute it. So that is all what I think I have to say, not just for this incident, but for all those incidents which are still not seen, still not heard. And there are those voices which are still screaming in their heart. They need to be voiced out. They need to be heard before we get a society wherein we get erupted with all the anxiety and the suppression of this anger, the violence that they are facing. Those children need to be heard. They need to be seen. And we need to have a happy childhood given to them. That's their right. So I believe it is time that we serve what is rightfully theirs.
I think, Shwetaji, the key takeaways from what you have just shared is, first of all, the happiness quotient. Because if we can instill that much needed confidence in our children, I think the day is not far when children will be more forthcoming and would not shy away, would not refrain from actually revealing what they have undergone. And of course, there would be a fear element amongst the habitual offenders. So I think that is a very, very key point that you've made a mention of. And secondly, of course, the fact that it is high time we need to inculcate holistic curriculum and integrate it with the academics, because what is happening in this peer pressure, in this this cramming for higher percentages and then high cutoffs. So we are ignoring the holistic component, which actually is integral, which is actually key to character building, to personality building, and of course, which eventually would pave the way for nation building. Because if the character is good, then of course it would ensure that our nation is strong, very robust. So I think the time has come when the government, the respective government, the state government, the central government, the bureaucrats, the officials, and the citizens, everyone need to come on one forum. They need to brainstorm on exploring ways which can ensure that such horrific incidents don't happen in the future. And then, of course, we can ensure the well-being of our daughters, our girls, our women. And with these words, I would like to thank you, Shwetaji, because the information that you shared with our audience is extremely pertinent. And I think now is the time to implement all such plans and to put in place the reforms. So thank you to the esteemed web viewers of 10 News Network. It's a very, very sensitive issue today, the horrific incident which has shaken the entire country. And of course, it's a wake-up call for all of us to get our acts together and ensure that we don't let another such incident happen in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.